when it comes to creating spells and writing spells, because that's what everyone wants to get into. They're like, I want to get into the fun stuff. And when it gets into this spell work, it is, again, like I cannot stress enough that before anyone even goes into doing spell work, that there has to be belief, intention, and grounding. So I call it the big. You've got to lean into the big, because it's a big deal within witchcraft. If you don't have those three elements, either you're not going to see success in your spell work, or I think really that's like the main point that comes down, is you're not going to either see it happening, you're not going to see that success, and you're like, why isn't this happening? And when I say, people really need to believe, it's not like, no, I believe in witches, like I believe in witchcraft. It's like, no, that's not what I mean by believe. Like by believing, it's something within your soul. You can feel it. It's like a burning, I believe with every ounce of my body. I believe in this. I believe in this practice. And it's so important, again, to underline that this is a practice, just like yoga is a practice. So this isn't, okay, I tried it one time and it didn't work, so it's not real. That's not the belief, and that's not a dedication to the practice. And just like with a practice, you could start something and 3 months down the road, life happens and we're in cycles. And so you might back off from it, and that's okay. And then in another 3 months, you're like, you know what, I'm being called back to it. And so you pick it back up. So a big part of the believing is also the intention, which is the I, so BIG, believing, intention, grounding. And the intention comes back into, what are your intentions with the spells that you're creating? What are the intentions of the words that you're speaking out loud and around you? And then how does that play into the grounding work that's necessary to sort of complete that full circle? Because if you're not grounded and your emotions are sort of like, emotions are so powerful, and you can absolutely use those to propel you in that spell work. But if you're not grounded and your anger is out of control, or your sadness is to an extreme, it just really affects the entire process.
I totally believe the whole emotions part too. And I do agree with affirmations and just using your words correctly. Because if you don't, again, with the intention, I love that it was big, right? Believe, intention, and then grounding. Yeah. Gratitude
is another big piece of it though too, practicing gratitude. But the big is sort of again, I always sort of underscore it, because it's a big, I always say it's a big deal. That's how I sort of help people to remember those 3 points. It's a big deal in witchcraft, is to have the belief, the intention, and the grounding.